looks like we are live. I'm very, very, very sorry about that. My power just cut. It's windy in my city right now, and apparently that's all it takes. Oh, you know what? Yeah, why not? Let's let that play. Turned on by default. But I'm going to just get my Twitch chat back up. I got to get back into StarCraft. It appears that the Protoss player Trumpet won that first game, which is actually pretty huge. And I'm really sad that I had to miss that. But that happened behind the scenes after the power went off. So...
yeah, it was an interesting game. The power of he actually ended up getting forges towards the end of that, but the 1-1 wasn't even done. It was just really good storms and a whole bunch of charge lots.
Really? Eh? So he won that game even without upgrades. When I spent some time harping about the lack of upgrades and how they were gonna make it hard for him to survive until the end, but sounds like he actually did it. So really sad I had to miss that. I'm sorry, guys. It's just some of those things you can't control, right? So
there you go. You're back on. I will invite you now.
Well, I'm in the Blizzard app. I'm not in the game yet.
Thank you, everybody, for watching and sticking around. If you're still here, we do apologize for the technical difficulties, but we are about to jump into match 2. Also, the brackets have been updated with Art SC2 moving into the finals for a second consecutive week.
Yeah, easily as well. In the semifinals, he 2-0'd his opponent. So, sucks for Flexi there, but he's going to get another chance. We're going to be seeing him in the third place match. And actually, while we're talking about it, why don't I go ahead and show us some of that.
We're just picking the last, or the second, not the last map, the second map.
I gotta put all my windows back in the spot that I want them to be in, so I'm just doing a little bit of admin cleanup here.
Yeah, it's going to be blue shift for the next game.
Blue shift, okay.
So Art SC2 in the finals for a second consecutive week. Are we surprised at all?
Not really, to be honest. He showed some incredible play, very good understanding of the game, particularly against Zerg. He's a Protoss player, and he made some textbook adjustments and textbook decisions to pretty much easily win against a Masters 1 Zerg player in the last go-around. So this time it's going to be a tall order for these players to get past him. He's pretty much the final boss, the early final boss.
I want to see the game that Night Owl won.
Yeah.
Because, like, no one's taking a map off him except for Night Owl. So here we go, though. Getting into game 2 on blue shift with Trumpet being up 1-0.
Here we go. Blue shift.
We haven't seen this map yet today, have we? Everyone's been picking Lost and
Lost in Acid? No.
No?
I think we have seen blue shift. I don't know. Blue shift is like one of the more common ones here. But okay. So, whoop. No, that's a 1-0 lead of a best of 3. Here we go, guys. On blue shift. In the bottom left corner of the map. In the teal. Currently up 1-0, representing Formless Bear Sloths. He is Trumpet.
And spawning up in the top right as the green Zerg for Team Unnamed, it is Andre 3 down 1-0 after some really dominant victories recently. He found himself down 1-0, so actually really good play by Trumpet with some really good storms and charge lots. And really good force fields. The only complaint I could say from the last one is the kind of excessive use of force fields, because it put him in a position where he could only take one engagement.
Yeah, but the force fields were incredibly good. If I had to have one small complaint about Trumpet's play, it would be the late forges, which you mentioned that he eventually did end up going into forges, but ended up winning the game before they even mattered. So I guess I can't really say much, right? Like, he won the game despite my complaints of a lack of forge, so he knows what he's doing, clearly. But I feel as though if you get those forges, you know, you make the game easier for yourself later on. So maybe we'll see an adjustment there. But Andre, like, I wish I was more familiar with the MMR ranges, but with a 5600 MMR on EU, and with Trumpet being a Masters 3, I don't know what his actual MMR is, but I felt like Andre would have been above him.
Yeah, I would need to check that out too. But also MMR and then Protoss. Like,
to an extent, right? When he, I
Yeah.
had a bit of a, I had a moment where I was watching all those storms go down, and I just remembered all the times I've been stormed in my life, and you know, I try to be mature, and I try to be, you know, understanding of all the different races. The only times that I ever feel it in my gut, like I really just want to cry or like I want to complain about balance, is when I get stormed like that. Now,
yeah, and you can't run away from it. Yeah.
yeah, he did a pretty good job dodging a lot of them, but he still ate a whole bunch, and it really thinned out his army. For a while there, it looked like he was going to be kind of in a dominant position, I would say. Did he ever end up getting lurkers towards the end of the last game?
Yeah, but the with 2 observers there and no overseers to pick them off, they were just ripe for the picking. His final defense at his natural was with 2 lurkers, but again, they were just two. Even with only charge lots and 1 immortal and 2 archons, he was just able to plow through.
So we have an incredibly early roach horn with 6 roaches pumping out here already. So Andre, not messing around this time. He's got the link speed finishing up. He's keeping in gas. That's either going to be for follow-up roaches or the Ravager morph here, but he wants to do some damage, and he wants to do it right now. And he's up against an opening that he will be able to potentially get that damage, but 2 sentries being made right now, and sentries, well, if there's no Ravagers, then they're going to be pretty helpful against this defense, and the Adept sees it. And there is going to be a Ravager, so...
Yeah, Ravagers for the force fields. This is like the old. Oh my goodness! Look at the shield batteries go down. We're like panic mode, full panic mode going on right now. The problem with Protoss is not having units out this early. So the only thing that they can really do is like bide
Force
for
field.
time.
Yeah, he's gonna force field there. I like how he didn't waste it too early. Ravager shot going down on the force field. The Zerg army hasn't felt like moving in yet. There's still another force field here for Trumpet, so he gets it off there, manages to section off one of the roaches, but the Cyber Core goes down. The shield batteries are up here and full of energy, but look at all this Zerg streaming into the natural.
Yeah, it looks like it's all but said and done. Again, there's a good early scouting is what's important here, and just the Adept seeing it. It was just a little late.
Yeah, I mean, everything we were saying about
Immortal.
Yeah, that Mortal's not going to be able to be too helpful here, although the Probe Micro is actually pretty good. Let's see. What can this Immortal get done? Already surrounded by Lings, so not very much is the answer. GG. And that was real quick. I wanted to say that everything we were sort of talking about, Protoss, when it feels like you're getting Protossed, that's the total opposite right there. You know, when you're in Trumpet's position, what are you supposed to do? Like, it's like, geez, man, you got the scout, you got sentries already, but you just get overwhelmed, and that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. So, going into a game number 3 here in the semifinals, and what is the map? I don't even have any of my
The last one's
chat
Acid
history.
Plant.
Okay.
Our first series doing a 3rd game for this second installment of Extreme Versus. If you guys like it, go ahead and give us a follow on twitch.tv/gdoggcasey. Also, it will be uploaded to YouTube, so you guys can watch the replays. Again, this is the second installment of Extreme Versus, with $25 going in the first place, $15 going to second, and $10 going to a 3rd place match, which we already see Flexors waiting for the loser of this match, and Art SC2 for the 2nd consecutive week, waiting for the winner of this final game to go into the finals.
Yeah, and as we did last week, we will cast the 3rd place match, and then we're going to take a short break, let everyone get themselves in order for the finals. But up until then, we got non-stop StarCraft 2 action here on Acid Plant, game number 3, for the chance to win money. The loser here, 0 chance to win money. So, keeping that in mind, let's update the scores. Oh, I'm doing that somewhere else. Hold on. Okay, here we are, guys, on Acid Plant in the top left corner. Representing Formless Bear Sloths in the teal. He is Trumpet.
And spawning the bottom right as the green Zerg, tying it up with a very fast attack in the last game. It is Andre 3 looking to go into the championship match. Now, this game, no, the winner of this game or the loser of this game still has a chance to win money, but
Yeah,
it's
you're right.
not the big money.
Everything I said was a total lie. I don't. Now that I've said it out loud and I think back on it, I realize, you know what? I made a mistake, so I'm sorry about that. For some reason, I was just thinking about something totally different. The loser of this game will go into the third place match with a chance to win money, so I do apologize. I was trying to get all hyped and everything, and it was just for all the wrong reasons.
But still, if the winner of this game gets the chance to win between $25 and $15, whereas the loser of this match could possibly go home with nothing.
Yes.
So you weren't entirely incorrect. You could still win.
The
money.
winner is guaranteed money.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I should have been saying. I think my brain knew what I wanted to talk about, but I, just messed it up. So, happens to, well, I want to say it happens to everyone, but it probably only happens to me. Anyway, the probe here, I've been talking a lot lately. I've been thinking a lot this as well, as how that early probe scout is basically a necessity. And it's going to allow him to make all the right decisions behind his wall back at home. He can get the Nexus. He doesn't have to pump out a second gateway or anything. He knows he's safe to do what he wants to do back here.
Yeah, no early gas, but remember that the early Roach Warren, I think he's going to actually use this as a sacrificial drone because he's going to try and keep it around as long as possible to make sure that no early Roach Warren's going down, no early attack is coming to be able to, because the only time that he saw it coming was with the Adept moving across the map.
Yeah, you're right. I definitely agree. And hopefully he'll be able to make the adjustments this time. We don't see the Roach Warren yet, so I think it was already down at this point. Actually, he's pulled out of gas, so not going to be going with the Roach Warren this time. As the Lynx chases the probe.
Yeah, getting it shoot away. Oh, wow. So, game 3. We don't do very many game 3s, but here we go. We have a Adept being chrono boosted out. It's going to make its way across the map to try and put some pressure, but there is the Stargate. We have not seen a Stargate yet. But here is a Stargate, so let's see the reaction as we see the. Is it going to be an Oracle? Do you think, or is it going to be a Adept or an Adept? Is it going to be an Oracle, or there's an Adept? Yes, an Oracle or a Phoenix.
We'll see. I think Phoenix is getting more popularity here because it's just so helpful to push away those Overlords. But he's going with the Oracle. I like the Phoenix idea because you push this Overlord away and you push the one that's over here away, and then the Oracle doesn't get spotted like the second one when it comes.
Watch this response, though. It's in view in 3, 2, 1. Let's see how quickly he starts to make spores.
There they are.
There it is.
Yeah. Gonna be getting ready. Now, even with one spore in each base, sometimes the Oracle can still pick off drones, especially transferring between the bases. So we'll see the Adept is just gonna suicide into the mineral line here. Not gonna get anything of worth done there besides lose its life.
I like the other utility of the Oracle. Now, the Oracle, when I play Protoss, I barely ever use them unless I'm going mass Oracle because I don't utilize them the way they should be with stasis wards and what's it called?
Got one.
Stasis. Got one.
That's and the Revelation you're talking about. Where you can see
Revelation is the other. Exactly. I don't utilize the Oracles the way that they should, but as an early game unit, they're phenomenal.
And they continue to be phenomenal up until the mid and late game when you have one just as like a support unit tagging the army, being able to set up the engagements the way you want because you can see, the Roach Ravager ball. So we'll see if he ends up using it that way.
Now this is what I like using the Stargate for. Clearing out the Overlords, keeping the vision, keeping map control, and keeping the Zerg across the map. Now just like you said, there's the Oracle trying to catch units transferring, and it just did. It picked off another one.
Yeah, it's trying its best here. It's not getting as much damage as it really wants, especially when you start with the Oracle there, but it's not really the end of the world as long as he doesn't lose it. He keeps it alive, he'll be able to have it for all those utilities we were talking about before. Now, this is a nice number of Lings here. Might be able to kill off these Adepts, but the Oracle coming back home. Nice and speedy-like, able to defend them all, and nothing dies. Nice play from Trumpet.
Good aggression by both players, trying to get damage done on each other. I still don't like this Overlord sitting over the natural, being able to do see everything. As the Phoenix, where is the Phoenix right now?
Just
There it is.
patrolling. It's on an attack move, hunting, but it's not going to see that Overlord for quite a while. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it's a little bit of a mistake from Trumpet not checking that spot because it's very popular for the Overlord to sit there, and it's getting like so much intel, just
Yeah.
seeing everything.
Yeah. As a Zerg player, I'm like, okay, that's where I literally put my first Overlord every single game.
Yeah.
But
He's eventually going to get it, I think. He'll
oh,
probably spot it. Yeah, he's going to see these Banelings morphing here. He's got an
we're getting
Archon.
picked off of.
Did find Overlord down here.
Yeah, and he didn't even cancel them, so all of the Banelings got picked off. So there goes your Baneling bust, all thwarted by a single air unit. But +1 melee is completed with Baneling speed and Hydra upgrades on the way, with a single Hydra being made. But here we go, we see some gateway explosions going on.
Yeah, huge gateway explosion. Once again, no forges. So Trumpet really showing us like the playstyle that he prefers here, as he does eventually see this Overlord. The Lings are gonna spot, you know, the Warp Prism looking like it wants to move out. So the idea is there in Andre's head that Trumpet was thinking about moving out in some capacity, and he sees the Archons as well.
Pick him up. Oh,
These Adepts look to me.
There, yeah.
I thought he like unhockeyed those Adepts or something. They could have helped out, but they've been re-added to the army. And on the Zerg side here, Spine Crawler, Hive, Hydras, or not Hive, sorry, Lair, Baneling speed, and melee upgrades. So he's got a lot of Hydras out now, but he's going to be reinforcing with Lings and Banes. This third base going to get protected here.
Yeah, tickled just a little bit. Now this is something we're not really used to, as it actually just shifted. But for a little bit there, Trumpet was actually head in workers for quite a bit, but now both players comfortably at 58 and 61 workers respectively. But looking at the army supply 20 ahead for our Zerg player, but the very powerful units on the ground here for our Protoss player with 5 Archons. That is a lot of Archons.
And that's really good to defend against this heavy Ling Bane attack that's coming. Oh, getting picked off there. I think that was an Oracle that just died. And now he knows the attack is coming. Lots of Banelings with Baneling speed as well. This is going to be a pretty tough hold. These shield batteries are going to get canceled before they actually go up. That's huge.
Yeah, I'm curious. So the placement of the Protoss units is going to be most important. So the Archons are going to have to soak up those speed Banelings, but the charge lots are going to have to stay out of range. But with charge, it's going to be difficult. Here we go. You see the engagement.
Oh, he's engaging on the Banes.
Yeah, I don't like the charge on the Banes. No.
That's a little weird. Both players gingerly handling this situation. More like Andre's just like running backwards, but still, it looks like the Charge Lot Archon attack is about to hit here. Does Andre have what it takes? This could be the deciding factor of this game.
Yeah, there we go. Archons out front. That is a lot of Archons.
Getting bursted down by these Hydras, though. Now the Zealots are engaging. The Banelings haven't been a factor in this fight, but there's so many Hydras, they're just tearing apart these Archons.
Yeah, and it's not even the Archon, it's not even the Hydras that are upgraded. It's the melee units, but I think that's all she wrote for our Protoss player as he plummets down to 69 supply.
Yeah, that's definitely very painful. He's got no third base to fall back on, no upgrades to fall back on. The Forges are done here, which I do appreciate, but nothing starting just yet. He's morphing in some more High Templar for some defensive Archons, I think. Or I don't know what he wants to do with this army out here in the middle, but Andre is finding himself in a fantastic position. His Lurker Den is finishing up, and he has a buttload of Hydras that he can morph into Lurkers here.
Yeah, look at all the Banelings. Now, I don't think our Protoss player was prepared to see that many Hydras. They were hoping, hopefully, for more Banelings with that use of gas, so that the Archons would be able to soak up all that damage. But no, with just the sheer amount of Hydras and the DPS that they put out, they were able to... That engagement, it looked like it was going to be in the Protoss favor, but as we see the Protoss player moving up again for another attack, they're just about to get kicked in the arse with the Swarm right now.
Yeah, it seems like that's what's going to happen here. He's trying to move in to attack this third base, but once the main army of Andre gets into position here, it's going to be very, very difficult for him to take the trades he needs to take. There we go, the Archon. Oh my god. I thought the Archons were doing a good job, but you know what? The Banelings just slipped right past them and destroyed all the Zealots. And now, with Lurkers on the field as well, the Zealots are going to be pretty much useless, and the Archons are going to have trouble, and things are not looking good for Trumpet here.
No, the Archons are going to get caught while morphing right now. They're going to get picked off. Nice little micro to pick it up, but there's the GG. As Andre 3 comes back with 2 convincing victories to move on to the finals.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Trumpet taking game number 1 there, but Andre able to bring it back and secure his spot in the finals. Nice series, guys. Thank you so much. And we are going to be moving directly into the third place match. I'm going to say GG's. And let us remove... we'll keep Trumpet with us because he's going to be playing in the third place match. We'll remove Andre. And we're looking for Flex, right?
Yeah. Just going to tell them to wait, please.
Yes. Say that in Extreme Versus. Okay, nice.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Where's Flex at? I'll ping him in Discord. Oh, he's not in Discord.
It's Flex.
Okay. Yeah, we gotta find Flex here. He's not in the... Shit. There's no, like, history that you can see who you were recently in a party with. But he's not in the chat.
I think it's FLEXXI if we want to do a search. If anybody in the chat knows Flexi or Flexors, if you go ahead and message him, see if he's available. Hopefully he didn't run away thinking that the loss and he was out, because he does have a third place match and a chance to win money still.
Yeah, for real. There's a chance that he might have thought that, because it's not every tournament that does a third place match, but we did our best to explain it. It's in the rules and everything, so
yeah.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket here. We can see Andre and Art sitting pretty in the finals. We're going to give Flexi some time. Usually,
looking at the graph.
When I look at other tournaments, their rules are usually... I keep doing this. I go back into SC2 and I'm on the wrong scene. I do that all the time. Most tournament rules have a 15-minute rule if you're away from your game. So it was 8:40 when we were ready. We'll give 15 minutes here, which I think is more than enough. I'd even wager it's kind of a lot, especially when we got some players here that are wanting to get going. I understand the desire to play the games ASAP. I just hope you understand, you know, part of the
this is a tournament for us, yeah.
Like part of the reason that we put this on is because we want to cast it and we want to give players the opportunity to be casted. And doing a third place match after the finals just doesn't feel right. So
no, there's no hype for it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Just looking at the graph from that last game, though, and it was virtually even up until one engagement where Andre just best engagement.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to play on EU, so we might have to back out and play on EU.
That's okay. There's Flexi. Got him.
Oh, sweet. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, ready for the third place match. Winner gets money and becomes a professional StarCraft 2 player, because the meaning of professional means you get paid to do it. And if you win, you are paid 10 whole Canadian dollars, which is whatever your exchange rate is. Wouldn't exactly be the greatest, but it's still money. And look at the matchup, both Masters 3. So this is a great third place match, I think.
Yeah, for sure. This is what we're here for. Okay, let's get vetoes going. These are the even matches as we get towards the end. And we've had some even matches today. So I think, we had a great showing for players.
Yeah, we how many people did we have last?
I went the same amount of players, I think.
Yeah.
I actually have it open, yeah. It's 10 players that showed up.
Yeah, so Dreamcatcher, Blue Shift, Fracture all being vetoed. Seems like no one likes Dreamcatcher or Fracture. I don't remember playing on them, as I haven't done much laddering this season, but it seems like no one likes those maps.
They're very Terran favored maps. Well, favored. They, maybe not favored, although maybe still favored, but they tend to benefit Terran. Specifically, Dreamcatcher has some excellent tank spots. The map was created so that you can put tanks in these spots. And and Fracture is like a short rush distance map that the sort of parade push style works very well for Terran.
Okay, so Lost and Found first.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Cerulean as well is always banned.
Excuse me?
Cerulean is always banned as well.
Two Masters players here, a Zerg and a Protoss. Trumpet is ready. Flexi is R. And we are more than R, getting ready for this third place match. This one is the one that I meant to hype up like I did in the last section. So this is the actual one where the winner gets money and the loser does not get money. So this is where...
This is the series that determines whether or not you are considered a professional esports player, because once you get paid, you're an esports player.
Exactly. And at this point, with this tournament finishing up in under 2 hours, it feels like, that's not bad money. $10 for 2 hours of just playing your favorite game. I'm down for it. So anyway, here we are, guys, on Lost and Found. Let's introduce the players battling it out here for some prize money. In the bottom left corner, representing Formless Bear Sloss, he is Trumpet.
And spawning up in the top right as the red Zerg for Team Jammet, it is Flexi, but I believe he's also on a different team, isn't he?
I don't know. I think he's just on Jammet, unless you've heard otherwise.
I was just recalling the other games. I thought you said he was on one of the CTL teams.
I was thinking about a different player. That was the gold player. I was talking about. Jammet is a CTL team.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, joined a couple seasons ago.
I am not up to date on this. I need to pay more attention to CTL, because the CTL, for those who don't know, is a great organization that you're able to join if you'd like to get practice with StarCraft 2 and have some people around you who are focused purely on just getting better at the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, this tournament isn't necessarily CTL focused. You don't have to be part of CTL, but it is, I always say whenever I'm talking about the Chobo Team League, which is what the CTL stands for, that my best decision I ever made in my StarCraft 2 career was finding that league and joining a team and really seeing what the community is like. Because all up until then, it was just ladder by yourself, Or you and I did some laddering, I think, maybe at that point, but it's a totally different experience when you join a team and you have people look at your replays. You have, weekly tournaments within your team, and people cast those games, and you make friends and go over replays and all this stuff. It's all good. It's all better than being by yourself in StarCraft 2, in my opinion. However, there are people who do it that way as well. So, teach their own.
It's the practice partners. That's what I liked. I liked any matchup, especially with the format, with playing tournaments every week and just playing your match. You had practice partners, and it was all about getting better. As we see a very early Robo go down, this is the first tech choice that we've seen so far coming out of Trumpet, as speed is started for our Zerg player. And we also see again that Stalker coming out. Normally you don't see Stalkers that much, but I guess he just hates Overlords.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea to get rid of the Overlord. I think he made an Adept already, I believe. Yeah, he's got one over here. So, you know, he's going to get the scout that he wants to get done with that. On the other side, Flexi, 4 Lings over here to defend against this kind of thing. Maybe take out the Probe. Probe will see the early third base. And the Adept is going to get in as well and hopefully not commit to that Shade.
Good cancel. No tech choice yet coming out of our Zerg player, but we see speed is almost finished up. Third base as the Probe is just sitting there. But again, we see these Stalkers solely for the reason to stop any scouting, as that Robo Bay or Robo Facility was not scouted.
Yeah. Yep. Obviously, Trumpet favoring this style of play, getting a sentry as well. For Flexi, looking like he prefers the macro style opener. He is making a few Lings now. He needs to make sure he's got something to defend if, you know, 3 Adepts showed up, for example. So he's going to make a few Lings to make sure he's not totally naked. But it looks like the primary focus is drones. Just drone, 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 and then move into a lair, actually, already. So this lair seems pretty early for me.
Yeah, look at the worker count though. Like well, I keep saying that. The second that I go to say it and I wait for you to finish your sentence, all of a sudden it changes. I'm like, oh, it was 40 to 31. Like that's a 9 worker league.
Yeah.
Lead. And then boom, it's right back to 40 to 35. It keeps changing. But again, with Chrono Boost, the Protoss player is able to get out a little bit more. But here we see the first little bit of attack as the Immortal is now scouted. So the Protoss or Zerg player does know that it is going to be Sentry Immortal.
And he's spotting the gateways as well. And he might even spot the follow-up gateways. This is definitely an indication of an attack coming in. Tell me, what do you think about this Immortal? What do you think about this skin? Do you like that?
It's all right. It looks closer to the classic than the other skins.
Yeah.
But again,
weirds me out.
It looks like it doesn't have a head.
Yeah, there's like something off about it. I don't know. It looks cool. I mean, it's different than the normal skin, so I'm not necessarily bashing it, but it just creeps me out.
Well,
Anyway.
it looks like our Zerg player isn't even really scared. They know that 9 roaches are on the way with roach speed. As soon as these gateways finish up, I'm assuming there is the, just as I say it, the Warp Prism does make its way, and here comes the push out with about 5 sentries, 2 Immortals, and 3 Stalkers.
And a bunch of gateways following it up here. He's going to be able to warp in a lot of reinforcements. That's kind of the whole idea of this build here for Trumpet. And he's got extra sentries here for those force fields that he is very good at. And this is a great place to attack over here in the 3rd location with the rocks and with force fields. You can definitely make a lot of things happen. But there's lots of Ravagers coming in here for Flexi. He's got his Roach speed. Once again, both players sacrificing upgrades here. But we're pretty much... You know, we know that this is how Trumpet likes to play here. Now Flexi's showing us the same thing.
Yeah, look at how strong. Like both players know exactly what's going on. The Zerg player, is splitting off to be able to get the full surround here. I really like that skin on the Ravagers. That's a really good. If I was him, I'd take out the 3rd base and recall. This is just perfect force field. So they're going to try and make their way around, try and get a wraparound.
The only thing is, with no 3rd base of his own, recalling now, he needs more damage than this. I think he needs to get the kill here. So he's going to be sticking around. He's still got all those gateways to warp in from. The Lings are trying to move to the other side of the map here. There is a sentry in place. He needs that force field. He's, oh my god, just barely going to get it. And on the other side here, going to prepare for his next attack. But he's going to need a little bit more than this as the Ravagers and Banelings are morphing in on this side now. And Flexi is doing a total counterattack here. Essentially kind of going all in behind this, it feels like.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a base race here. It's the
there's the recall.
Yeah, only a few of them are recalled though, not all of them. But there's just too much Zergling here.
Well, on the other side though, Trumpet is winning this battle. He still has the Warp Prism here. He needs to make sure he doesn't lose that. Using it to juggle some Immortals on the other side. Banelings getting a big connection on some probes, and a lot of Zerglings doing a lot of damage here. And this is an incredibly intense base race here. He needs to take out that Roach Warren, I think.
Yeah, take out the Roach Warren. I think that just the sheer DPS of the Protoss is gonna beat out the Zerg player.
Looks like it. He's cleaning up all of the roaches being created out of the natural here, and he's getting so much damage done. But down here, the Lings look like they're actually going to be forced back as the Zealot warp in. This is looking pretty good here for Trumpet, but the worker count is so low on both sides.
Yeah, it's relatively even, but I think this Warp Prism is doing work. It is juggling units, able to keep them alive, which is really the power of the Protoss player.
Yeah, he just lost the Immortal there, though, so once that goes down, it looks like Zerg is finally starting to get enough to finally force Trumpet away. And when the dust settles and all is said and done, both players are battered and bruised here and have next to no economy. I really don't know who I would favor in this position. I'm leaning slightly towards Flexi because he's got that third base, but I don't know, man.
But it's only Zerglings here, so I would take Zealots over Zerglings any day.
Yeah.
And decent force fields there, but they were able to get away. Again, seeing the aggression and seeing what units are left for our Zerg player, I think I favor, with the use of the Warp Prism, the Protoss player.
Yeah, he's going to be moving across, trying to get damage done once again, catching a couple of these roaches, warping in a little bit more. He's essentially just saying, you know, screw any sort of semblance of trying to fix my base back at home. I'm just going to go try to get the actual kill here. And you're right, he's got a very scary force. He's got a couple sentries alive. They don't seem to have a lot of energy, though. So he's going to take this attack angle with the wider entrance and try to get these charge lots. Oh, no, they're not even charge lots. Ooh. Big Biles landing on the Zealots.
Good Biles, yeah.
These Overlords are part of the hockey. It's making things a little awkward looking here as the Protoss player trying to find an opening to get some damage done. The Ravagers are landing incredible Biles here, but now they are all that is left. Oh, if only these Zealots had charge, it would be a totally different engagement here, but as it stands now, it's pretty close.
Yeah, the Protoss player just has to keep on backing up, which is giving the Zerg player more time. But here we go. This looks like it's probably going to be the final engage as the Immortals are going down.
It looks like Protoss is starting to push forward and kill every last Zerg reinforcement. That third base is going to be mighty exposed, and GG Trumpet pulls it out in the end. And that was a slugfest. I love that game.
Great game, yes.
Yeah. That was super cool. That the decisiveness for Flexi to just realize, like, okay, he's got such a good position on that third base. There was pretty much no way he could defend it with all those force fields that were available. So he just runs across the map, gets incredible damage done on the other side, and almost managed to flip that game over. And, you know, it just so happened that the Protoss units that recalled back managed to stay alive. And, you know, eventually win him the game. But that was great. I love that game.
Yeah, I like the fact that he didn't recall everything. So he recalled just enough to be able to defend it and continue to push forward. Now, with that last engagement, I think the Zerg player, even though they got some really good Biles, the secondary Biles, the third Biles, the volleys after the first initial didn't really make contact. It was really good. Micro was done by our Protoss player, and it was just Protoss. Protoss happened.
Yeah, their units are definitely pretty strong, and once there's no supporting Lings with those Ravagers, no Roaches to help support those Ravagers, it's just too much. Like, you really don't understand how much armor those Roaches shred off when they switch into Ravager mode. Those things are weak as hell. Like, if they're getting engaged on, they don't win against almost any type of army. So
no, it's the Biles that make them strong, and that's why they're worth so much. But if you're not hitting your Biles like they did.
Yeah, exactly. Whoop. There we go. All right, guys, here we are on Acid Plant in the third place match here. Gonna go ahead and introduce the Protoss player in the top left corner, currently up 1-0. It is Trumpet.
And spawning in the bottom right as the Red Zerg down 1-0 after a very, very good first game. It is Flexi. Wow, that was a really fun game to cast. I like that. I love Protoss versus Zerg. I love the use of force fields because I can't do it.
Yeah, Trumpet putting on a display of force field competency, if that makes any sense. I had another way I wanted to say that out loud, but I lost it halfway through, so I just had to scramble it together. But still, his force field usage is incredible. He definitely knows what he's doing with those sentries, and it clearly makes them a huge part of his playstyle, at least against Zerg, which is all we've seen him against today. But
Yes.
still fun to watch. And Flexi had a chance. There was a moment there where I thought he was going to win. So this game, anyone could take it.
Yeah, by the way, those who are just tuning in, this is a third place match for the second installment of the Extreme Versus tournament. The winner of this will get $10. And we have Trumpet, the Protoss player, up 1-0, just scouting the natural right now, seeing what's going on, as he did notice the Zerg went pool first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we've seen this all before today already in these EVPs, where the probe goes out, sees that it's not an early pool, so he knows he can make the Nexus, and then the side record doesn't have to focus too tough on his wall here. But Flexi and other Zergs today have shown the ability to slam on the gas even after the opening. So just because it doesn't look like it's much right now, it is, he could turn on the gas at any moment, and all of a sudden Trumpet's going to really have to worry about that wall, really worry about those force fields, and defend for his life. We'll see if we see a similar thing here.
Yeah, well, we also see a changeup already coming out of Trumpet, as because he saw the early pool, he, instead of going for that early Adept, he went for a Zealot to take care of the wall.
Oh wait, was it an early pool?
Yeah, it was pool first.
Oh shit, I actually didn't even notice that. So, alright, yeah, we can see that playing out right here, as these Lings really don't have anything to contest them hitting on this gateway. The Adept is going to make it out in time, though, before any serious damage gets done. It looks like the Zealot just going to try to, distract these Lings from getting too much real damage done on the gateway. But now that the Adept's out, they got to leave now.
Yeah, good initial damage, though. They got the shields down and half of it, but here we go. We see is it going to be an Oracle, or is it going to be a Phoenix? It is an Oracle that is going to make its way across the map once it is built. Now, do we have an Overlord this time to see it, as the Zerg player is moving up for the third base?
Yeah, in the wrong location. So
these are Masters players, so you can't say it's the wrong location.
Well, we'll see how this plays out. Last time we saw Trumpet go for a Stargate opener, he didn't win the game, right?
Correct. But he lost to Andre, who is now in the finals. So.
Yeah, true. We'll see if he can make anything different happen against Flexi. And we're going to see as these Lings defend against this Adept, we're going to see the reason, or one of the reasons why the third base in that location makes things a little more difficult, because the Oracle is going to be able to quickly fly into the third and fly into the main very easily and pick off drones. So we'll see if that plays a part here, as Lings and Oracles are swapping sides of the map.
Yeah, we're looking at the difference between the two games that we watched. The other one with the Oracles is that there's no spores. The spores are late, so how much work is it going to get done? Only one, because the two Queens are able to shoot away.
Yeah, Queens in great position defending against that Oracle. Lings on the other side also realizing they can't get much done. No sentries this time from Trumpet. So he's making a lot of Adepts. He's getting charge.
Is that a mistake? Or we get a second Oracle coming out, and we also have charge instead of Adept Waves.
I don't think it's a mistake. I think he just wants the Adepts for early defense against any sort of Lings smashing up against the wall for any amount of time. He can pick them apart from behind the wall, and he's getting a Void Ray as well. So we're seeing a lot of adjustments here to Trumpet's playstyle, which is interesting because he actually won the first game, but he's really switching it up here, and now he's going into those Zealots. And one thing that he's not doing any different is he's remaining on two bases here, which seems to be something he favors. He likes playing on two base, getting a nice, powerful, strong army.
Yeah, it looks like the worker, this is the first time this early in the game that I've actually seen the Zerg player at a worker surplus. Now we have Baneling speed on the way, +1 melee being researched, so it looks like we're going to have a very ground-heavy ground army for our Zerg player, as these Oracles are going to make their way in, see if they can get any more damage, as they are almost full in energy.
Yeah, they should be able to find something. With good micro, you can tank a few Spore hits and still kill 4 or 5 drones. There's a queen here as well, though, so let's see if he's going to even try. Gets
Nice
a tag down on the Banes. Definitely helpful.
Yeah, they got one worker.
And it looks like the Ling Bane are going to be moving across the map, and this is what I mean. Like, at this point, this wall doesn't look particularly strong. So is Flexi going to be able to get some damage done? The Void Ray out here, not particularly great against Lings, but it's going to stop them from just parking outside, morphing in a bunch of Banes and that kind of thing. So it's still going to be helpful, and these Oracles can definitely kill some Lings.
Yeah, looking for a third base, but here we go. We see some Stalkers moving in. I don't know if Stalkers versus +1 Lings are actually the greatest, but we have Baneling Speed just finishing up now as they are rolling. They're about to roll right into this natural.
Oh, the Banelings are going to try to get connection on these Adepts, holding the wall, easily going down, breaking into the natural, spilling in with all of these Lings. Like you said, the Stalkers are not going to be great against this type of army, but the Oracles come down, try to help out. However, Lings splitting off into both mineral lines here, going to be getting a lot of probe kills here.
Oh my goodness, the natural is just being sacked by about 8 Zerglings right now as everything is going down. So we look at the worker count now, it is 60 to 27. Now if Flexi is able to hold on with from the counterattack, I think this game is almost over. Just the amount of economic damage that one Baneling bust did was astronomical, as we see the supply difference already, almost 40 supply.
Yeah, that was an incredible attack coming out of Flexi, very well executed. He got a really fast Baneling speed, so he can pull that kind of thing off, and it definitely paid off. He's got an enormous worker lead now, very comfortable in this game. And I think Trumpet is probably kicking himself a little bit, wishing he had those sentries that he usually always has for these types of attacks. You know, a couple force fields there would have went a long way, but he's mixed up his playstyle here, and now, after losing so many probes, he's going to be moving across the map and trying to, you know, even up the game somehow. He's going to be desperate to do this, because if he doesn't get too much damage done now, it's going to be an incredibly uphill battle for him for the rest of this match.
Yeah, as our Protoss player is getting blinked, this is the attack that he's going to need to... Oh, it wasn't even canceled, that fourth. He's going to have to win this engagement. Like I said, they have to finish the counterattack, survive the counterattack. Good Baneling hits. These Mutas aren't going to do very much, especially...
Wow. Trumpet cleaning things up here. The Archons and the Zealots are totally countering the Ling force of Flexi. And like you said, the Mutas, there weren't high enough numbers. Now over here against these Zealots, they're going to be pretty good for obvious reasons. But once we reconnect with our main Trumpet Protoss army with the Archons, they're going to have a hard time getting any sort of significant damage done. Zealot charge is done as well. +2 melee for Flexi is about to finish, but I don't know, man. I think this Protoss force is really strong.
Yeah, those Archons are putting in their work. They're not going down yet. The shields are done, but there is the GG as we have our first money winner of the tournament with Trumpet taking down the third place match for a crisp $10 bill.
Wow, what a counterattack. After receiving like very close to game-ending damage there, he manages to push across the map and still win the game with that incredible army of his. And unfortunately for Flexi, he's going to drop the series and go home with no money. But honestly, man, thank you so much for playing in this tournament. I really appreciate it. Hope we can see you in the next one. I definitely see some winnings for you in the future, because that's some good Zerg playstyle there. Just getting a little bit overwhelmed at the end of that one. I think he definitely had a chance to win that game.
Yeah, just telling him to send me his email for PayPal.
Okay, guys, so that means we have one series left. It's going to be the finals between Art and... Hold on.
Art and Andre 3000.
That's it. Yeah, sorry, I forgot who else was there. And we're going to be getting to that as soon as possible. We're going to take a short 5-minute break just to let everybody get their stuff together. I got to go to the washroom, get some more water, you know, take a short break in this stream. But we'll be back for the finals and rounding things off, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed everything so far. If you're new to the stream, go ahead and drop a follow. We definitely appreciate that. It doesn't cost anyone anything, and you know, it makes us happy. So we will be back in 5 minutes for the finals, and we'll see you then.
Get hyped.
Get hyped.
restarting.
Trying to invite you to the game.
Oh, I'm trying to set up a dono for when we start.
Oh. We're starting already. We're already live. We're back from break, and we are getting ready to go into the finals of Extreme vs. Open number 2. Once again, we have Art representing himself in the finals here 2 times in a row. Going to be going up against Andre 3000. It's going to be a PVZ. Once again, we've had a lot of that tonight. And before we get into it, guys, I just want to give a short little spiel. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it. This is probably one of my favorite projects I've ever started. Doing it with Detiner has been a lot of fun. And I just want to say that for those of you who are enjoying what you're seeing, you're enjoying playing in this tournament, the prize pool is being totally funded from our personal money, where we take it right from our paychecks and fund these tournaments. And if you guys enjoy what you're seeing and you feel like you want to help out, there's a donation page or a donation link down below. If you have the means, it's definitely not necessary. Even with 0 donations, we're still going to be running this thing for as long as we can. But of course, any help is totally, it's going to be incredibly helpful. So for those of you that have the means, just reminding you that that option is there. But it's not really the focus of this tournament. In fact, not at all. I'm still trying to invite Door here.
Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm on EU. We're supposed to be on EU.
Yeah, I'm trying to invite you to the game.
Yeah, it won't let me. And now we go. Here we go.
Let's get hyped for the finals.
Let's get hyped for the final. Detiner dropping the donation, just showing you guys how it works. Okay, so all ready? Art says go. Everyone seems ready. Let's get into it. We are going to be playing this one on EU. Shouldn't actually make any difference, though. Here we go. It's going to be a best of 3.
I am hyped for the finals.
Oh, yeah. Whoops. I'm so hyped. I hit the wrong scene. So, yeah, definitely hyped for this thing. Let's see if Art can continue his reign, his dominance in this tournament. And
yeah, this is his second showing in the finals, winning the first ever Extreme Versus, and here he is again, a proven player. Does Andre 3000 have what it takes to take him down?
I think he's got a pretty good shot, but let's get into it here on Lost and Found, bottom left corner of the map, in the orange, playing Protoss. It is Art.
And spawning in the top right as the teal Zerg for the finals, it is Andre 3000. Who was it in the finals last? It was Art and I'm gonna have to check that. We should probably make a list eventually and just put a list of all the winners and runners up, because we've had some really great games thanks to these people.
Last time it was Art versus Onibram from Born Gosu.
Oh yes.
And Onibram was a Masters 1 Zerg player, and Art systematically dismantled him. So it wasn't even really tough for Art to do that, and he's got another Zerg player to face tonight for the finals once again. So we already know that his ZVP is on point.
Shout out to xCloud in the chat. Nice to see you again, bud.
Yeah, xCloud has always been around on this channel. Always been supportive. Nice to see you again. A little bit sad because he was part of our old team. And we've moved on.
He was on All In, right?
No, he's on Lit.
Lit, okay.
Yeah. He still is on Lit. Prominent figure in Lit. But back to the game here. Once again, standard openings from both of these players. Looks pretty much identical to every other ZVP we've seen so far. But I don't think Art is going to go for that early robo play we saw so much out of Trumpet.
Yeah, but Trumpet also went with Stargate twice in 2 of the games that we casted and lost both of them.
Well, he won the last one.
No, he won. He won. I keep getting, sorry, I'm getting all my names mixed up. I'm getting Flexi and Trumpet mixed up. But,
yeah.
The Stargate play hasn't been doing too much.
Yeah, the actual oracles from his Stargate opener didn't end up doing that much damage or playing that much of a role either. At least I don't remember them doing anything too significant. But we have a Stargate here for Art. So let's see if he can manage a little better with that unit composition.
Yeah, we haven't seen Art's use a Stargate yet today, so
Yeah, it's our first time casting him today. This is his first time showing off his skills to the stream. And skills he has, and we're going to be seeing that pretty shortly here. But what can Andre do to deflect the final boss here in Art?
yeah, just getting some scouting there as the Stargate is finishing up. It's going to be an Oracle.
I bet she gets the Phoenix first. Oh, it is an
Nope.
Oracle.
As the Overlord is going to make its way in there and see exactly what's going on, how quickly until the spores are getting made. Still no spores yet.
Should be pretty soon.
There it
Flexi was the, or sorry, Andre was the guy who was very quick about his spore creation when he spots the Stargate. So he gets them down.
Third and fourth gas going down for our Protoss player as the Oracle makes its way across the map.
He's lazy.
Damn it. I can't.
He's just watching. He's like, Stalker, you're going to kill that Overlord, right? Oh, it looks like he doesn't care to stick around much longer, but it seemed like he was just supervising that Stalker.
You know what'd be really cool is if I saw you zoom in on the Oracle there. It'd be really cool if the little central ball of the Oracle filled up based off of the amount of energy that it had.
That'd be pretty interesting. As we see already 2 drones going down here. That's already better than previous Oracles in one shot anyway.
Yeah.
And following it up with a bunch of gateways, he's got the Twilight Council as well, and a Templar Archive, so he's going to be moving into some High Templar.
Yeah, and a Robo as well, making a War Prism, so it looks like he's going to want to get aggressive here as we see some Lings making their way across the map as the Stalker goes to get back into position. Well, these units are going to get surrounded. But with the Oracle to assistance, are they going to go down? Nope, all the Lings are going to get cleaned up, except for one.
Yeah, one Ling going to be scurrying back home with a tale to tell as Art is preparing for the third base. Where's that War Prism? Okay, yeah, he's getting ready to get something done over here. Couple Archons. He's going to try to force Roaches out. Is there a Roach Warren? No, there's Banelings. So these Archons...
I'm sorry, Xcloud. Xcloud in the chat is upset because I said all in. I'm sorry, buddy. I played for both teams, so I don't remember which one you were on.
Alright, so the Archons are going to be coming in here. Now, the Queens are in a great position here. In fact, if Art isn't paying attention, something bad can happen. But so that area is secure. But these Archons are going to do work against all of these Lings. Again, there's no Roach Warren here, so typically this play is... you know, something a Protoss will do to force Roaches. And it looks like Andre is going to be a little bit stubborn about it, refusing to make the Roach Warren. He's going right into Hydras. And there's a huge number of Lings coming over here. They're going to be able to get some damage done on his third base. There is an Oracle and a couple of Adepts in good position.
Yeah, good counterattack, but just as this counterattack was happening, a warp and happened across the map with these 6 Zealots about to make their way into the natural as the main is being harassed.
Zealots running on into the natural as well. These Lings are eventually going to get chased off. Art doesn't take any significant damage back at home. Well, meanwhile, on the other side, he is doing lots of damage here with these Zealots in the natural.
Well, the Lings are going to be able to clean this up, but not before substantial damage is done.
He's making more Archons, realizing that with no Roaches on the ground here for Andre, there's nothing that's really good at killing Archons. Now, the Hydras are ready to roll, but he just made a round of like 10 drones, and the Lings have run by. I don't even know if they saw these 5 Archons. Now, there's a little bit of posturing going on here, but Art's defense is rock solid. And Andre's having a frustrating time here.
I think that round of drones is going to cost him as the Archons are making their way into the natural against all the Queens. Transfuses are on point, but this is a lot of Archons.
Yeah, and with the Warp Prism to help juggle them as well, it's going to be that much more difficult. But look at all of these Queens, though. That is a lot of Queens, and even with all of these Archons, it's not going to be enough. But with Zealots coming in, do the Zealots have charge yet? Yes, they do. That's going to change the complexion of this battle here very quickly. And here he comes back for round 2. Okay.
Looks like he's going to back off and give some respect to the static defense. Probably going to move over to the third.
Little anticlimactic there. The queens are going to need to get in position quickly. The creep spread is kind of okay, but it could be a little bit better over here. A few lings on this side, not doing much here, just poking around. But so far, Andre's surviving. He's very low on the worker count, though, 69 to 51. And these lings going across the map aren't going to be able to do much, even with the fourth base going down right in their face.
Yeah, a little. You got to give Andre some credit here for holding on, because it looks like Art was ready to go in with the killing blow, but it gave Andre enough time to develop somewhat of a defense.
Yes.
As now Art is backing up with 139 supply.
Yeah, well,
going to see the counterattack and pick it off at the third base as those banelings get nothing done.
That's the thing, like, normally the more time that goes on, the better it is for the defensive player, right? But Art is ahead in all aspects of this game. So even in this case, the more time that goes on, the better Art is going to be, because he's moving into a very, very cost-efficient late-game army with Storm, Charge Lots, Archons, +1 attack. He has the, he's just started +2 attack. As far as upgrades go, well, I mean, they're pretty even, actually. Baneling speed coming in. More drones here for Andre. But he's going to need to come up with something good to defeat this army. With all these Storms and all these Charge Lots and Archons already here, it's going to be tough. It's a lot of creep tumors. Probably too many, I'd say.
Yeah, well, that energy could have been used for this attack that's about to happen.
Yeah.
For all of the transfuses, as these queens are just going to get picked off. Transfuses. Here comes the banelings. Banelings are going to get huge connections.
Oh my god, yeah, the banelings got about as good of a connection as they could, but this fourth base is going to be canceled or killed. The Storms are just zoning out the Hydras. There's nothing the Hydras can do about this. Now, the more Storms that get wasted like that, the better, but there's still at least one more Storm there. But after killing the fourth base, he's going to back off, and Andre's going to try to pounce. There's a lot of Archons here, though. You can't really pounce on Archons unless you have Roaches.
Baneling speed just finished up, but Art looks like in a very comfortable position with the amount of Archons that he has. Morphing in 2 more, that's going to put him at a total of 9 Archons. I don't think this army of Andre's is up to the task of 9 Archons.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult for him. The Warp Prism is getting very cocky there, but with the Storm zoning everything back, there's nothing Andre can do, as Art is asserting himself onto Andre's position as the Zealots coming in from the flank on the third base as well. That's going to do it for the first set in this series. And that's going to be a 1-0 lead going to Art, which is probably to be expected. Art has shown himself to be a very good player here. And we did see that there was one player before who actually took a map off of Art, but we didn't get to cast that series. So other than that, Art has looked unstoppable. What's the next, Matt?
We haven't, I wasn't there for the bans.
Yeah, it looks like we're waiting on Andre to let us know. It's going to be either Acid Plant or Cerulean.
Oh, XCOD, there's about a 2 to 3 minute delay on the stream. 2 minutes.
2-minute delay. Wait, what am I doing? On EU? Hold on. Blizzard mods. There we go. Game Heart. That's what I was trying to do. Because we're playing on EU, a lot of my hotkeys aren't set the same, and some things are just set up a little different, but we're getting into it. Oh, what the... Oh my god, they're not in party. Hold on. I'm in the lobby. I'll figure this out. Yeah, but not them. Looks like you and I are going to play, but they're not.
That's not going to be a very fun game for just you and me. I haven't played in forever.
Wait. Are they in game already? Okay, we're going to quit this game. Can you quit the lobby?
Yeah.
And then we're going to join. Wait, are they?
I'm not in the lobby. I'm in just in party.
I don't know what happened there. Okay, we're all in a party. You are in a lobby still. You haven't left your lobby.
It says
You're red. It
Oh,
shows.
there we go.
What was the map? Acid. Okay.
All right, about to get into game 2.
Yeah, this could potentially be the final map of the night here. So let's get hyped for Art and for Andre. Both ready to go here onto Acid Plant. And Andre is going to have to show us something different, I think, if he wants to contest against Art. We need to see... We haven't seen much cheese. And did we see any cheese at all? We saw some, like, early ZVZ Ling Bane stuff, but we haven't really seen anything super cheesy.
The Roach Ravager Speedling. That was the only one where... who was it used it? It was Andre who used it to come back against the other Protoss player.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, totally. And Andre did that. Maybe he'll do that right now. Actually, that's exactly what I think we need to see from him. But let's go ahead and get into this game, guys, on Acid Plant. It is a best of 3, and Art is currently winning 1-0. And we are looking at the blue Zerg player in the bottom right corner. It is Andre 3000.
And spawning up on the top left, our defending champion up 1-0, one game away from consecutive wins for the Extreme Versus tournament. We have the orange Protoss player. It is Art.
Yeah, and with a chance to win the first 2 Extreme Versus tournament, and like I've said a couple times already, a very, very clearly establishing himself as the final boss of Extreme Versus. And we haven't had a player up to the task to take him down yet. Can Andre do it?
I hope to see a good best of 3 series.
Yeah, I mean, always. I'm always down to see best of 3. I wish every single one of these series would go to 3 games and give us more games to cast. But, you know, sometimes you got a player like Art who, to me, seems to be at a GM level. And they just kind of overshadow everyone. That's one of the, you know, the problems with an open format. Is sometimes you just get one player who's just so much better than everybody, and it doesn't really... There's no suspense. But at the same time, you know, it also rewards a player for being that good. So, you know, open tournament format is still what we're going to be going with here. And we're just going to sit back. We're going to keep hosting this tournament every 2 weeks. And we're going to give everyone an opportunity to beat Art. And eventually someone will, hopefully. Or Art will win every single one for the rest of time.
And he's just going to have a constant stream of $25 victories. But that's not to say that just because he always wins doesn't mean you shouldn't play, because there are still opportunities to win second and third place prize money. The first ever Extreme Versus, a Diamond player won the $10. So it is available to anyone, and I encourage anybody and everybody to join.
And he took out a Masters player to do that as well. So very good games coming out of him. There's the speed. He's pulled out of gas again, so we're not going to be seeing that early Roach Worm play. Trying to catch this probe. This is always annoying. You don't really want your Lings to be doing this kind of thing early on. You'd rather them just go across the map and get some scouting. But he is going to make the 3rd. And we have the Stargate opener coming from Art on the other side of the map.
Yeah, now Oracle or Phoenix. He did get a little bit of damage with the Oracle, and it was really good in defense once the Lings were knocking at the door.
Yeah, it's a very stylistic choice. It's almost guaranteed he's going to go for the Oracle first here, because he's already shown that... Okay, he's getting a Phoenix.
0 for 2. 0 for 2.
Well, maybe this time it's because the Overlord's literally right in his face.
Yeah. Now let's see if the spores are going down this time.
Maybe
Still
not.
no spores just yet. No.
You can see the Phoenix being made, so...
Oh, it's a delayed Oracle, though.
Yeah. And that's kind of the good thing about a delayed Oracle, too, is he might just... It gives him the opportunity to forget about the spores, but no, he's got him building over here. So he'll be prepared.
Yeah.
He didn't have to jump too early on those spores. He'll get them down in time. He's trying to hide his second Overlord here, but it looks like Art's going to find it.
Now, what is that? Is that a gateway at the back of the natural?
Twilight.
Oh, it's a Twilight. Okay.
Twilight. I think he's going to be going into another sort of War Prism style play. Seems like he favors that play style. But here comes the Oracle moving across the map.
Yeah, this is really annoying for Andre because he's having to use Larva to make more Overlords because they keep getting picked off, but that's the advantage of going Phoenix first. As this Oracle does make its way across the map to see if it can get any damage. There it goes. It gets one drone. One is better than 0. Killing the Larva as well.
Yeah. Queen pops right at the right moment. Shooes this Oracle away. And we are seeing a difference. We're seeing Adept Glaives coming through with a bunch of gateways. So this is going to be like a 2-base Glaive Adept all in, maybe? We're going to see him warping in a ton of these. But this time there is a Roach Warren. So when Roaches come out, yeah, with Roach Speed, they're going to be able to defend. But it depends, though, because the Adepts can still shade as well and still get damage done.
Now let's see how committed he's going to be to this, because he is making a 3rd base right now, and he's going to keep making units. As we look at the Workers tab right now, it's going to be 47 drones to 41 probes, but that's a lot of Adepts being warped in as they're about to make their way across the map as a giant shade is happening. They're going to. How many do we have there? We have 13.
Yeah. This is going to be a significant attack. It's probably not all in, but it's definitely very, very heavy here. So what can Andre do to defend against? He's got Roaches in position on the top of the ramp. He's going to need more Roaches than this. And again, these Adepts are going to shade, and they're going to try to pull Andre apart. They can cancel this shade and just move into the 3rd. But instead, they finish their shade, moving on up into the main now, and shading back towards the natural. So far, not a lot of drones have gone down yet, but these Adepts haven't really been contested as they finish their shade into the natural. Now, drones are going to be going down in large numbers.
Yeah, they are getting some work done.
8 drones so far, a few Adepts staying in the 3rd base. A few more Adepts shading up into the main. And Andre is on the back foot here, but he's killing a lot of these Adepts. And it looks like that shade is canceled. He will eventually take out every last Adept, and losing 14 workers in the process, that's definitely very heavy losses. He's secured himself a very large probe lead, and he's looking like he's doing pretty good here. Ended up picking up his 2nd gas, and he's sort of transitioning into the next part of the game. He's got a Robo, and he's got a nice lead here.
Yeah, well, no, actually, Art, it came out on top after that. If you look at the supply, yeah, he lost a lot of units. But here comes the counterattack with a lot of Roaches here. And with just sentries and a handful of Adepts, I think this Roach army is really, really strong.
It could be, but their sentries here are going to be able to section off a lot of these Roaches, and he's got the high ground advantage as well. Dropping some stasis wards, too. Already the force field doing work here. And yeah, that's going to scare Andre all the way back home.
I didn't see the Void Raid being made or the Immortal, so that's enough to deal with. Well, let's see. 1 Immortal equals 17 Roaches. So, yeah.
About that. No
Stasis
forges.
wards everywhere. I like the stasis wards.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially when you think you're being all in. But it looks like Andre is backing off here. He's going to try to macro out of it.
Paused.
We're going to have a pause.
Quick pause while we check everything. We see 65 drones. So after that big attack with the Adepts, he was able to re-drone up and take the lead over the 60 probes of Art. But just Roaches and Ravagers versus quite a composition of units for our Protoss player.
Yeah, I mean, the sentries here, just for the defense, right? It looks like he wants to move into the next the next part of the game. He's actually got a War Prism being made, too. But we're just going to sit in this...
Hydra Den, too, that we missed as well, yeah. Hydra Den with Groove Spines being researched.
Mm-hmm. And +1, and a Lurker Den started, too. So the Lurkers are that unit type. As we get back into it. The Lurkers are the type of unit that can really give Andre a chance to survive here and take good engagements and maybe secure himself a lead.
Yeah, I like these roaches being moved off. They're probably going to be around for a counter attack. But look at this force that's moving out for our Protoss player.
Yeah. And we were talking about the sentries being used defensively. It's obviously a very good defensive tool to be able to force field, but it's not only on defense. When you attack with force fields as well, you can, you know, set up the engagements exactly how you want. And I think we're going to be seeing exactly that here as Art is approaching with red in his eyes as he wants to take Andre out of this game. Here we go. Biles coming down.
That force cancel down. No cancel on the force.
Yeah, and there are Ravagers trying to be morphed in here, but this is just so much Protoss here. The huge shade. He's going to land this right on top of the army and just complete, even with the force field. And everything is melting from Andre. GG. And Art, once again, is going to be the champion of Extreme versus Open. Congratulations, sir. You've won yourself another $25. That's $50 total from us so far. That's got to be pretty good. And Andre, congrats to you as well for taking home second place money.
Congratulations to Andre 3000 for second.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome. Yes, sir. Just saying congrats to the players. Again, thank you so much to the players for coming up and signing in for the tournament. Now we get to talk about when we are going to do the next one, which is going to be on October 4th. October 4th is a Thursday. It's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, just like the previous ones. And I'm going to have that challenge created sometime within the week. I'm not going to rush it, really. But you guys are in the Discord already, so you'll see it there. You can sign up once that's released. Those of you who are just watching, who haven't had the pleasure to play in it yet, just want to give you guys the opportunity. You can hit me up either here or on Discord, and I can add you to the Discord, and you can play in the next Extreme versus Open.
Yeah, we'd like to thank everybody for watching, and congratulations to all of our winners. We had a little bit more of a variety and higher skilled players, but again, we have Art coming down with the victory for another $25. Now, if you are watching the stream and you are one of the winners, please on Discord send me your email so I can get you paid, and you will become a professional esports player. Don't forget to hit a follow on the channel, and also these replays will be uploaded to www.youtube.com/gdoggcasey, and you can watch them there as well.
Yep, absolutely. That's going to be done pretty soon as well. The VOD's going to be a little messed up because of the power outage there that happened halfway through the stream, so that's fun. But yeah, that's going to do it. Here you guys can see on stream, this is the sort of overall results of all the players who have joined today's tournament. Again, we had 10 players show up. And again, Supreme Champion, it says, Art_SC2. Congrats on winning the tournament for a second time. Andre 3000, congrats on second place. And Formless Bearsloth's Trumpet, showing some great games as well. Rounding up third place and winning the $10 prize money. So, yeah, I think that's about it that I have to say. Do you have anything else to talk about before we end the stream?
No, I just want to thank everybody for playing. Again, if you watched it, if you liked it, also please tell your friends, your family members, anybody else who plays StarCraft, so that they can join as well, because we'd like to get a few more rounds in here. As today, both times we've had about 16 people sign up, but then only 10 show up. So we'd kind of like to get a full 16-player tournament, if not more. So just let everybody know it's money if you're good. So.
Yeah, exactly. Let your teammates know. Like, we got a lot of CTL guys here. I'm sure there are people on your teams who want to have a chance to win some money. You know, there's not a lot of stuff out there for masters and GMs, at least as far as I know. Granted, I don't really look around a lot for that kind of stuff because I'm so far behind. But still, this gives players like that an opportunity to get their games casted and to win a little bit of money and to have some fun. Even if you don't win, you still get to play some StarCraft, and there's never anything wrong with that. So yeah, I think with that, we are going to round things out. We're going to finish off this stream. Finally, we've said this a couple times already, but a final thank you to you guys for showing up and for watching the stream and for being active in chat. We love you all, and we will see you next time.